You're about to take the trip of a lifetime, and then it hits you. Your picky eater is coming with you. Welcome back. I'm Jess of Okayest Family Travels. Today we're talking about traveling with picky eaters, which is a phrase that should really come with hazard pay. Because here's the thing nobody tells you before you have kids. You can raise a tiny human who is fearless on a roller coaster, never met a stranger they couldn't charm, and then is absolutely paralyzed with terror by a single crouton. We're going to walk through 6 things that have worked for us when traveling with a picky eater. No shame, no lectures about how kids in other countries eat fermented fish for breakfast and love it. Just practical, extremely effective strategies that will get you through your next trip without anyone crying in a hotel lobby, including you. Oh, and right off the bat, we're going to give you the bonus tip of reframing. From here on out, we're banning the word picky and calling it selective. Let's get into it. Okay, strategy number 1, and this is the one that feels almost too obvious to work. Prep your kid before you go for the foods they might actually see. Here's the thing about selective eaters. It's rarely about taste. It's about the unknown. A selective eater is not walking into a restaurant thinking, I wonder what delicious new flavors await me. They are walking in thinking, I wonder what horrifying, unfamiliar substance is about to be placed in front of me without my consent. So what you do before you leave is you sit down and show them. Pull up pictures of the food from where you're going. If you're headed to Italy, show them what a margarita pizza actually looks like, because I promise you it's nothing like the beige rectangle they're picturing in their heads. Watch a YouTube video about must-try foods where you're going. 5 minutes on your phone with them the night before, scrolling through some photos, casually mentioning what's popular there. That's it. That's the whole prep. This one requires the most from you personally, and I say that with love because it means putting your own food baggage aside for a minute. Model eating new foods yourself. Kids are always watching, and I don't mean in that sweet, sentimental, they're always learning from you kind of way, although that too. I mean that they're absolutely clocking whether you, the adult in charge, are actually eating the weird thing on your own plate, or whether you're secretly just as suspicious of it as they are. Take a real bite, say something genuine about it, good or bad. Oh, this is spicier than I expected, or this texture is interesting. You don't have to fake enthusiasm you don't feel. That can backfire too, because kids can smell fake enthusiasm the way beef and dogs can smell fear.
Do you know bees and dogs can smell fear?
This one is a classic for a reason. Make a rule that they have to try at least one bite. Now, I want to be clear about something right off the bat because I can already feel some of you bracing for a fight. This is not about forcing your child to choke down something they hate while you stand over them like a prison warden. That's not the vibe we're going for, and frankly, it doesn't even work. It just creates a kid who associates trying new foods with feeling trapped, which is the opposite of what we want. Why does this work? Because it lowers the stakes to almost nothing while still moving the needle. The other beautiful thing about the one bite rule is that it takes the emotional charge out of the whole interaction for you, too. You're not negotiating, you're not pleading, you're not bargaining away dessert or screen time for your own sanity. One bite of something genuinely new, not one bite of a food you already know, is a lost cause. Don't set your family up for failure by choosing places where you know they don't like anything. If your kid has tried and rejected seafood, save the sushi restaurant for a grown-up dinner. And here's a little insider trick that makes this rule land even better. Let them pick which new food they try the bite of, when possible. If there are 3 unfamiliar things on their plate, let them choose which one gets the honor of the one bite. It's a small thing, but it turns I'm being made to do something into I'm choosing to do something. And that shift in ownership matters more than you'd think. Don't be afraid to ask your server, is there anything simple you could do? Plain pasta, some plain rice, anything like that? You would be amazed how often the answer is yes, even at places with zero mention of it on the actual menu. Kitchens make off-menu kid food more often than you'd think, and they don't advertise it because they don't want every adult at the table to also be ordering the secret grilled cheese. But if you ask nicely and maybe tip a little extra for your trouble, you'd be shocked at how accommodating people are. This strategy is a logistical one, and it saved more vacations than I can count. If there's no kids menu, order appetizers. Let's set the scene. You're somewhere charming and lovely, the kind of restaurant that clearly was not designed with an 8-year-old's palate in mind, and you scan the menu. There's absolutely nothing that resembles a beige, crispy, familiar food, and your child is starting to get that look on their face, the one that says a scene is imminent. Nearly every menu, no matter how upscale or unfamiliar, has some kind of starter section, and starters are almost universally more kid-friendly than entrees. Think about it: bread, fries, some kind of simple pasta. Appetizer portions are also usually smaller, which means less waste, less pressure to finish a giant plate, and frankly, less money to spend on food that's just going to get 3 bites taken out of it before your kid declares themselves full and starts eyeing your dessert instead. Your child will not be the first one to make a meal out of a bread basket and a side of fries, and they will not be the last. And now the rule that should be tattooed on the inside of every parent's eyelids: pack a backup snack, always, every single time, no exceptions. I don't care how good your prep was. I don't care how well the one bite rule usually works. I don't care how adventurous your kid has become. There will be a day on every single trip where none of that works. The flight is delayed, everyone's exhausted, the only restaurant option is something totally unfamiliar, and your child has hit the specific kind of hangry that turns even the chillest kid into an absolute gremlin. No one was ever mad they packed a snack. It isn't giving up, by the way, and I want to be really clear about that, because I know some of you are hearing backup snack and thinking it undermines everything we just talked about. It doesn't. Prepping them, the one bite rule, modeling new foods, getting creative with the menu, all of that is about building a more flexible eater over time. The backup snack is about surviving the specific 15 minutes when none of that matters because everyone's blood sugar has crashed. One last thing I'd like to add: cruises are a great option for selective eaters. They can order something adventurous off the menu, and if they don't like it, they can order something else. Or if you're my niece, you can order a plate of American cheese. In the end, these strategies are not likely to magically turn your selective eater into someone who orders the tasting menu and thanks the chef personally. But I mean, you can dream, right? If this saved you from a future vacation meltdown, please hit the like button. It genuinely helps this video reach other exhausted parents. And hit subscribe for more wildly to mildly sarcastic but practical travel tips. Thanks for watching.